Super summary of the second millennium. Capitalism emerged and took over the world. According to historian Giovanni Arrighi, capitalism began to take shape in a period he called the long 15th-16th century. Let's call it simply the early capitalist era. The first of Arrighi's systemic cycles of capital accumulation punctuated by global crisis is plotted here alongside the lifespans of the usual names in Western philosophy from the years 950 to 1700. The hegemonic power Arrighi associates with the first turn of the cycle is Genoa. The next era's hegemon is the Dutch, followed by the British Empire, followed by the US. To give an idea of how different the world was before the early capitalist era, consider that most of the big names in Western philosophy, going by, say, Copleston's and Russell's histories, had been theologians. Serious advocacy for empiricism and the scientific method didn't emerge in Europe until the 1200s. Roger Bacon was an early adopter. Wikipedia notes that later, in the early modern era, he was regarded as a wizard and particularly famed for the story of his mechanical or necromantic brass head. The early capitalist era was a dark time indeed. It began with climate change, famine, and plague. It saw commercialized genocide carried out on a worldwide scale. It ended with a great flowering of political philosophy, including the birth of liberalism in the 1600s and 1700s, a time we often call the Enlightenment. The world that comes next is the mature, modern, capitalist world. Karl Marx's world. Our world.